Zara the last pick for Phoenix. So they okay, pretty obvious what the plan is there. I mean, they can't see the summon a spell, so they've got a pretty good idea of what's going on. And Adrian will take the team fight support Zara this time. So kind of interesting. We're going to see an even more polarizing clash of styles. Last game, pretty similar comps for both teams, and it played out in a similar way for a while. TSM going to over-index on map mobility and macro play. This time on P1, the response sort of has to be to out-team fight them now. So we're going to get to see something we've seen for quite a while, pretty much through the history of League of Legends, is one team wants to split push, the other team wants to force as many fights as possible because they expect to have a map advantage at almost every time.
Oh my god, he wants to fight him. He's half.
Doesn't have red buff though, and Nori's just going to leave.
He dipped out of vision, he's going to try to get the slow.
Bjergsen zoning away, but that's a flash from Svenskeren. Ryu now fighting it in, and he's flash over Svenskeren. W is enough healing, needs a little more. There's the auto attack for Ryu, and first blood as Bjergsen dies back in, but Ryu stays alive. Biofrost here though, good little roam, but Adrian's also come up. This could be a disaster early for TSM, but Biofrost backs away.
Ryu makes it out, and he has the blue buff on top of it. Bjergsen still has priority here though, because he has the fact that he has the flash, and he also has the TP, so he'll be able to come back. But Svenskeren, oh boy. Svenskeren top though, actually didn't.
Monster could make it happen. Red buff's in, gonna leap forward, flash from Zig.
Yeah, Svenskeren, normally if you're in combat and you can use your ferocity and use your Q, even if you don't hit anything, it'll generate a stack. It looked like he was just either trying to close the gap or use the cooldown there to try and get a ferocity stack, but it didn't work out for him there because he was out of combat. TP from Bjergsen, they're trying to collapse on Inori because he's spotted from the Rengar ult.
I like this play a lot. Inori getting chunked already. They can't still see him though, and now Ryu's actually running with the package. Bjergsen gonna get Stand United in. Haunter gonna join him. Ulti's away, and actually gets a kill fade away onto Inori.
Yeah, and I said it earlier. What is Inori doing? He's invading when they don't have priority in their lanes, and when they don't have the proper positioning either. Like, before, it was risky, and I was like, is that right or not? And now that's definitely wrong. He's definitely being a little bit too greedy.
Oh, Turtle.
Oh, TP from behind. He's actually running towards the other side, away from the Nautilus.
Doesn't have too much else to do. Biofrost's going to try and get away, but Depth Shard's going to be committed. That should be a kill for Adrian. Flashes in for the snare. Biofrost down. Where's Turtle? Oh, he has to dodge away. Execute. Well done, Wild Turtle.
The only time that you can actually say kill yourself and it's not Flame. He got away with it. Make sure that he dies to the turret. Doesn't give away gold, but he does actually give away a death timer because of the positioning. And now it's a race for that first turret. Inori on the top side. Can't really protect this Zig on the bottom. Rengar will come up and try to assist in the turret taking here. I think P1 does actually have momentum. They are a little bit ahead.
Should win the race here. 3 versus 1 or 2. Numbers advantage looking good. So first turret is going to go over. Arrow. Yep, commits for the last auto. And they'll share some gold. This top turret will be traded, though it's actually not very unhealthy as that top turret we expected. So equal in turrets. P1 will go up slightly in gold as a result, but 400 gold is not really too much.
Yep. Oh, Inori goes over. He's actually going to see Svenskeren here. And hello, level 9. He's definitely happy to fight this.
I don't want this. Svenskeren going to flash away. Blast code. Oh!
He clay pigeoned him. He got him in the air.
But Bjergsen just feels comfy here. Maybe look for a dive. Actually, Haunter's going to join him. Flash forward. Stand United ready. There's the total. There's the exhaust is down as well, but that could be enough for the kill. And there's Svenskeren to clean it up.
Yeah, the Rengar comes through. They're going to try to get this turret and actually get an advantage here for TSM, but they're just going to push it out. It was a deep dive, but no punish.
Good response there from P1, but TSM are grouped together for the Ocean Drake that's up now. Might have to take that objective instead of the turret they may have wanted, but P1 going to be down a man for 15 seconds.
Okay, so Turtle actually comes through. It looked like Jin Arrow was possibly thinking about opening up on him. This may be a form.
Ooh, Inori's going to be the taunt. That's a kill for Haunter. Stranglethorn's committed, only knocks up 2. That should be Drake TSM.
Yep, and there's no chance of a smite steal there, so they actually just back off. All 5 members of TSM able to actually make a great macro play there. Turtle shoved up the mid. The bottom was an engage from Bjergsen onto Ryu, but he had people collapsing. The Stand United. This Shen, we're seeing it more and more. It is so popular now.
Might fight. Uh-oh, didn't go well. Svenskeren gonna get chopped. Stranglethorn's not enough. Inori's blown up though. Bjergsen going all into the backline, but has to ulti back. Doesn't get over the wall, and now Zig's gonna cut him off. Bjergsen.
Sven looking for Inori.
Bjergsen's still getting taken down, but Inori goes down to Sven on the flank. Haunter looks for the flash taunt, doesn't quite connect onto Arrow, but Sven has some brushes to start leaping forward, and Bjergsen resets up the W as Haunter is tanking all the damage. TSM, they only got 1 kill, but they'll take it. Turret, though, will stay up for Phoenix 1. Haunter, though, working on a bit of extra gold advantage. Dancing around the turret, but it goes down somehow.
Yeah, the Tiamat helps him clear out those waves, and then the fact that he has both globals up. Zig doesn't have a single one. This is the worst situation to be in as a top laner versus Shen, because Shen just keeps pushing bottom, and then now you have to push up, and this bait could be from TSM. where if they have Svenskeren ulti, could be a backline threat here.
Ooh,
And they're
Arrow
going to
into
engage.
Zig, stun follows as well. And now Svenskeren's looking for a squishy. Who does he want? Eats a Jin Trap at Zig. He's going to get caught down and killed Sven. Still looking, good snare from Adrian. Nice follow-up from Arrow. The TSM, they make the play. Lichbane finished for Bjergsen as well, so that damage is going to increase while Toto getting jumped on by Ryu. Bifrost going to protect him. Arrow is good. Fast bullet there. Coming in. Bifrost gets sniped. And Turtle still trying to fight Ryu, but Adrian's going to flash forward. Turtle gets himself out. Now Sven going to turn it around. Proto pop. Adrian is in trouble. Haunter coming down, gets the kill. Bjergsen exits with the ulti. Sven goes down. And now Haunter trying to tank it up. Zig joins in as well, committed the teleport to continue the play. Ryu is so low, he can't really rejoin the fight.
Haunter's just gonna, ooh, nice dodge from Zig there.
Bjergsen still wants it though, gonna dive.
Inori's coming in.
Ulted. That's a mistake. Arrow gets one. Haunter locked up. That should be two there. Inori stays alive and shuts down the top laner.
Like you said, when presented with an option, if it's safe or if it's gonna be aggressive but could get you killed, Phoenix One are going to take the aggressive option. They're not going to sit on their hands. They're going to try to make the game theirs and wrest it away from TSM and trying to do a Baron.
Yeah, Ryu again just stuck around and now going to look for this Baron. Inori takes out the crab. Zig's very tanky, able to make sure that happens. And Turtle has to try something. Hook misses. Bifrost with good poke, but Arrow flashes in. Adrian's going to cut him off at the pass. Arrow now on a rampage as Bifrost, the only one really on this P1, a forced off Baron.
They decide to go after Haunter here, who's actually been pushing a little bit too far forward.
No vision, and Inori's going to find him. There's the knock-up, there's the snare. Arrow ulti hits Inori, that's nice. And now Bjergsen's down as well, they turn it around. Very impressive collapse from TSM.
And that arrow is what they needed there. Wild Turtle coming up big with that shot.
Ryu looking for Sven. Sven heals back up.
Yep. And now with the jungler down, TSM say, screw the Mountain Drake. They want to actually blow the game wide open, try to go for a Baron here.
Side of control in their favor also, but Ryu's been a nuisance poking them as they move towards the Baron. TSM gonna have to do this pretty decisively.
Arrow doesn't have the ultimate either, so he'd have to get up close. Adrian's gonna walk up, try to get access to the pit.
Total no, he might get 1v1, 1v2. Zig there, Stand United could help him out. TSM have to turn around. Adrian's going down, but Arrow is getting launched on by Svenskeren. TSM pull up the Baron at the last minute and take out Ryu. Haunter shut down Arrow as well. Zig gonna fall. TSM might get it all.
And TSM, they're low, but they take down 3 members plus Inori from before. Adrian is now one of the members of Phoenix One, who's in range to try and do something here, but it is going down swiftly. It's about 500 DPS though, so we have about 10 more seconds before this goes down. That's enough for Inori to get in there.
Oh, Arrow hits one!
He's in the pit!
In the pit! Turning the steal, they need to stop DPS, they do! That's Baron TSM!
They stop the DPS like you said. He's the only one hitting it. Inori cannot get it, and it goes over to TSM. TSM, they'll have priority here on the Elder Dragon. Ryu top lane, trying to shove it out so he doesn't have to worry about that wave. And it may just be a Baron for Elder Dragon trade, but there's a 5-second difference in these timers here. And you can see TSM, how quickly will they get out of this hit and try to fight, because that could be the make or break moment. And then Skaren pops the ultimate. He's going to try to rush in here. The DPS, does Phoenix One have it?
Kind of caught Zig here, and they do have the DPS, but the arrow finds Adrian. Big amount of damage, but P1 took the Baron. They need to get out, but Bjergsen, he's arrived. Adrian is dead. And now Svenskeren is hunting onto Arrow. Brushes there, the exhaust is down. Gonna turn it on as Ryu does good damage there to the Rengar. Inori gonna get up scot-free as well. Oh no, Bjergsen committed his teleport. P1 are caught at all angles. Inori gonna be chased down here. Biofrost gonna help out. Arrow in the brush. Do they dare to check it? He's gonna make it back with the empowered recall. It's a bit of madness here. It's Biofrost and Bjergsen try and chase down Zig, but Ryu's there to defend. Maybe more?
Didn't quite hit it there. They don't have anybody flanking.
What's up? Blocks for his teammates.
Wild Turtle in the mid lane pushing up, and Inori's trying to get that top lane. Yeah, 1-3-1 this. He just keeps pushing up.
Inori pushing.
I mean, everybody else on TSM was just past him, so he's like, this is my escape route, is to push. This is how he lives.
Doesn't keep going though, because he knows TSM are looking to break open the base. They may have Baron, but P1 could lose more here. Bjergsen back in. Just break that mid in here, but now they're going to look for the fight. Haunter finds it onto Zig. Svenskeren getting chunked though, and actually the ulti's down onto him. Bjergsen pulled there as well. Haunter goes in, but Arrow goes down to Sven. Now Bjerg popping that, has the ultimate, has to use it there, but it's not quite enough damage. Can he zip out of this one?
Close.
Not sure he can. The last Q's enough. Ryu with the missile actually finishes it off. Haunter is going to frontline it. TSM going to look to break here. They get it. Bjergsen wants it. He's going for Ryu. Damage is good, but Bjergsen doesn't have anything left. He gets blown apart by Arrow. Zig loses his GA, but it's 4v4 right now. No, 5v4.
Yeah.
Only killed the fake part of Zig.
Yep. Bjergsen ended up going down there with a 1,000 damage crit there from Arrow from what I saw.
That was a lot.
Just a ton of damage from that lethality build.
Zig lost his GA, might lose his real life this time around. Zig still getting snared up, but P1 into defend. Adrian going to try and turn it on with the Stranglethorn's big ult. He's not going to find anyone. No, Adrian getting jumped over to Nori. Around the other side, it's going to find Ryu. Bjergsen trying to stay alive as Sven Skaren. Awfully low, goes down. Bjergsen lives with Haunter. Still fighting 1v5. Redemption trying to come in to heal him. Spirit's Refuge just big heal there as well. Haunter, how are you alive? Gets himself slowed down, but he's out of the cone for Jin Ultimate, and everyone on TSM and P1 magically live.
And Haunter is just being a brick wall right now.
And actually, Sven's going to find himself caught out. He tried to pick off Arrow, but Arrow just does too much damage, and Turtle is caught. Zig, I say that in air quotes, as Bifrost absolutely caught by the rest of P1. Bjergsen needs to make a big TP play. Haunter is trying to fend them off for as long as possible. Bjerg, where does he go? He's not joins his team for the Baron.
Yeah, he doesn't have a good TP ward.
Haunter just forcing them away from the area, though. He's so tanky.
Yeah, he's actually ridiculously tanky. He's basically a raid boss now. And back of the pit, Ryu and Inori both in there. You know the Valkyrie has a long
Arrow killed them. They're actually going to see them, but I think the Baron's going to die. They're not in there in time, and that's a Baron over. Very sneaky from Phoenix.
They're fast, though. They're very fast. Bjergsen has extra movement speed, and Sven Skaren is tracking them.
Not going to find them, though. They'll make it back safely. They'll be spotted by the wave, and now Adrian going to get jumped on stage and added in. Haunter needs to make it happen. That's a good route. Adrian could be taken down. He does, commits his ultimate and loses his life. Haunter and the rest of TSM can now push in for some turrets of their own.
Yeah, and inhibitors. This will be that last inhibitor turret, and all 3 inhibs are now exposed. There's Rock Portal up, but also access to that. Trying to just take it down and trying to get out.
Redemption, good heal. TSM get 1. They've got an opportunity if they can find another fight to maybe win the game, but that would be so risky.
Yeah, but Elder Dragon up in 40 seconds. If you're TSM, hey, we got top inhib. Adrian is down for 25 seconds. We have time to siege a little bit more, maybe get another inhibitor before he's back up with the numbers advantage, and then we have the ability to get that Drake. But now they're just zoning from the top. Inori knows where Sven Skaren is, and he's providing pressure onto Arrow.
All right, that's the only other inhib TSM can take. P1 have done a good job shoving down the bottom lane minions, so TSM will have to back quickly to get to the Elder. Do they just maybe stick around, try and find a pick, and then take it?
I think you stick around and go there, because if you back, you give up control, and they can walk straight to it, and now you actually just contest them actually getting vision of the area in the first place.
It's getting risky for TSM, though. Haunter doesn't have teleport, at least. He doesn't even have ulti right now, so he can't join if he wants to go back. And TSM are kind of scattered around the objective area. Bjergsen hit the B button. That's not the right one.
Yeah, this is where TSM, you just sit around for a bit, and you wait for those minion waves to crash into the base. You get mid-priority. Play to the left side of Elder Dragon. Zerat Portal top is actually providing a bit of pressure on that wave so it doesn't completely collapse, and that's going to be P1 starting up. Are they going to go 50-50?
They might. Sven's tracking Inori, so they know the flank's not there.
But Sven is also on the bottom side, so he's looking for possibly Arrow here. That backline access, trying to deliver!
Haunter's going in, they're walking back. Arrow lands in. Sven looking for Bjergsen, dives in on the team fight, and Adrian is getting torn apart by Turtle. Haunter still living for so long as Bjergsen trying to take out the carries. Adrian finally falls down, and Haunter's going to lose his GA, but Bjergsen needs to kill the carries. Arrow firing away as Sven slays Inori. TSM up in the team fight, looking to chase it down. Haunter flash on onto Ryu's going to take him down. The double for Sven. The wipe is there. P1 going to fall to TSM.
And a hard-fought game between both of them, but TSM are going to come up big in that last fight, and they're going to end the game.
Showed a little more gusto in the last few moments. TSM said, no, we are not going to make the safe play. We're going to make a bit more of an aggressive one, and it pays off big. P1 had to do something about the Elder Dragon, and now they're going to lose it all. They're actually going to dive in, try and finish off the ace, but Nexus turrets are melting, and TSM, one more time, going to force a third game, this time versus Phoenix 1.
And the last time that they played against each other, that was a 3-game series.